Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. This is Bold Voices for W. My name is Khadija Haliru and I'm your host today. And today I'm going to be digging into some marketing strategy for 2025 and navigating AI tools as businesses struggle to grow and awaken into the summer of 2025. As a fellow business owner, I understand the challenges of staying competitive in today's rapidly evolving market. And with the rise of AI tools, it's been just mind-boggling how fast we see these tools, evolve. I remember just over a year ago when ChatGPT came out. I'm lucky to be an early adopter of all these things because as someone who has a background in IT, I've felt quite fascinated with automation, configuration, and system, applications to new technology. But today, with the rise of I can't even keep up. I actually started making a list of, AI tools and things from, say, 5 years ago when we started seeing things like automation with Wix websites, and we started to see designer create, ebooks at a snap. And we started to see ManyChat. I remember digging into ManyChat just so you could have your chat bot on Facebook or Instagram help your business out just to answer questions when you're not there, right? But today, guys, it's just with the rise of AI tools, the way the market, the engagement and the customers are just looking, it's almost like you have all these solutions in front of you and then you don't know how to use them, right? Or you're just overwhelmed. And everyone wants to grow their business in this changing faster than ever environment. So I just want to give a chat to small businesses today because I know we all feel overwhelmed. There's an overwhelming sense of, okay, what is AI? What can AI do for me, or how can I even use it or apply it to my business? So as I sit here reflecting on why I just know a little bit of everything is because of how tough it's been. As a new immigrant, you come to Canada and you've got to go through all these things. You've got to volunteer. You've got to go through checking whether your career can be applied directly, or do you make, some further investigations as to what career path may work for you, or if you just maybe take some training and courses to be able to adapt quickly. And even when you got a job with what your qualifications were, on the job training and on the job, improvements have made you quite exposed. In my case, working for Rogers and seeing the growth and the change and the evolving that we've done between 2006 and 2014, when I left, it was just remarkable what telecom had done. And it just goes to show you guys how fast, even within this technology age, things have evolved. If you're a Gen X out there, you're a baby boomer, you know how you got excited seeing the first computers, and then you had your kids go to school and they actually had the first computers in schools that were used to teach. And then by the time they were graduating, they were using computers to churn out projects and type out assignments and research papers. So we are that generation. If you're 50 and above, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So basically, we're going to talk a little bit about AI. Just understanding AI, just learning the basics of AI tools like ChatGPT, even Canva, for God's sake, has AI. And, predictive analytics when you're typing and you see those things trying to talk for you or talk on your behalf. And basically how you can save time and enhance your marketing using them. So let's dig in. For me, I was amazed when ChatGPT came out. ChatGPT was just that beginning where we felt either a wow, are we going to still have people working in the future? Or wow, my work has just been cut in half by having this tool help me make things easier. I dug into ChatGPT as soon as it came out, as soon as the web went crazy, and I would start to, put prompts in there. So if you don't know what ChatGPT is, you can just Google it now, chatgpt.com. It is a tool that allows you to churn out answers that it scans on the web to produce anything you'd like it to tell you. So essentially, when you go into ChatGPT, you're going to see a summary of things you can do with it, whether it's, it gives you almost like a template saying, what can I help you with? It can help you create a resume or type out, a paper or do anything. But what really makes it easy is you can actually create your own line of questioning and just ask it what you want to ask it. So for example, you can say things like, write me a short statement about the election, and it'll give you everything you want to know. If you're that broad, it will give you as much as it can. But if you're very specific and you say something like, give me or show me how to make a statement about voting in this election, for example, and it will give you a statement on how to vote. Whatever you tell it, write me a list of 10 things that are the best ways to make bread recipe, for example. It'll tell you that. If it work related, you can say, take my resume, scan through it, and write it in a better way. And it will do that for you. If you're job seeking and you want to say, give me 10 tips on how to get the best job in my field of, say, IT, I'll tell you what people are doing. It will go through and scan the internet and basically offer you options, solutions, and in its mind, it's scanning through what people are saying or have done, and it's basically fine-tuning things according to how you're asking it. And the better you ask, the more accurate information you're getting. Of course, ChatGPT is going to be based on, whatever information is out there. So if you're looking for something that is not, say, as old as the last couple years, you might not get as much information on it. So you just keep trying. So I would say ChatGPT has been an amazing tool. Of course, in academia, you do not want to take it to that level where you rely on it. But when it comes to just, if you're a business and you have marketing, posters that you'd like to make, ChatGPT can give you, say, the short writings you can put on a card or on a wedding invitation or on a poster to say this is your menu, or a list of things that you offer, or what kind of keywords do you want to use to advertise a product. It will actually give you a short list if you specify that product. And when you have all that at your fingertips, guys, now it's next putting them on that little poster, the graphic design, that Canva offers. And now Canva has gone AI, where you can actually just tell it to create a document for you, and it does that. And then you go through and you can make edits. Predictive analytics, you can tell as you're writing an email how it helps you to kind of complete your sentences in the best way with proper grammar and all of that. So when you take a look at all the things that are happening, tools are coming up for how to take maybe a picture, turn it into something using AI. Take a video, turn it into, a podcast or a show or a radio, or, attach it to a picture on social media. Everything that is happening right now is happening so fast. My brain is trying to wrap itself around it. And I'm sharing this because I know that there's so many people just overwhelmed and looking and wondering. And when people start saying you need to go on and start to use AI or learn AI, you begin to wonder what exactly and how do you start. So if you look at what's happening in the last, say, I would say 5 or 6 months, it's been all about how many people are churning out the apps that are helping you to do this or to do that. And so that's kind of been where we've really grown the market. People are giving you AI chatbots that you can link to your website and your Instagram messaging and, messengers for Facebook. If you hear a post or hear a podcast or see a post that says, if you like what you hear, type the word yes, or tell me how many followers you have, or just say bingo or something. it's actually AI that instantly replies and makes that person realize that they've had, that chat responded to. So all those things are really coming together to help businesses either modify the way they're doing businesses, reduce, drop messages, for example, so that you can actually get customers and all of that. But so I want everybody to go Google AI apps and kind of get yourself familiar with the different types of AI apps out there. ChatGPT, like I said earlier, is just so you can get into it, starting to talk to, machine language is not what this is, but it is about learning how to talk to the machine. What you want from it and how best you want it to answer your questions is what you're going to learn if you keep practicing. And never think that it will replace your brain or your way of thinking, but the more you tweak the ask, the more it sounds like you. And again, AI can actually get used to all you've put into your ChatGPT in the form of questioning and your style of talking and your style of asking, that after a while it has all this data that you can actually say, speak in my voice and maybe write me a thank you letter to my friend here or to my employer, help me put together a thank you email, or, put a resignation letter based on all you've heard me talk about in the last 3 months. And so these are things that are helping us just be the same way we've always been, except more accurate in language, more time sensitive things that can happen in a jiffy, like writing a short contract, for say an employee or for a contractor. Very informative, very helpful. And I understand that it's just not for everybody, but for those who are interested, I hope this gives you some insights. And then so let's see how we can craft our 2025 strategy. I think for me, I've been able to build a clear, actionable marketing plan tailored to my business goals. And now I'm in the process of creating content that is made easy by AI. When I start this podcast, I tried to find a podcast app that had some AI publishing and, involved in producing my shows, because I felt like I didn't have the time and the luxury of sitting down and trying to break and edit. So this AI tool that I use takes whatever I've recorded and tries to take out all those that you hear, right? And so that's kind of my strategy to find the easiest ways to do what I already do. And so the content creation basically has been made way more easier with AI. I can get you guys to engage more perhaps with content based on the fact that we have all the media, kind of cleaned up for you. So if this makes sense to you, follow me, let me know. I'm going to be coming up with things that I know bother me just like they bother others, and hope that when we talk more and share more of what's confusing and clarify, that there's someone listening that feels they'd like to ease into it this way, not just like an academic post or podcast where you're hearing how to. It's just why and how does that even connect, or what does that even mean for my business, or how do I even get started with this thing? And so I hope this kind of helps you give it a chance, because I know there's a lot of negative energy out there on AI and whether AI is taking over. But I think this is a generation that needs to take a really good look at what we have in front of us and adopt to it and not just be afraid of it. So to all those listening who want to take, themselves on this journey, follow me, share my content, and let's keep talking. Thank you for listening. This is Khadija Haliru from Bold Voices for W.